The last roundup, last roundup, last roundup.
You are listening to the Last Roundup Horror Show. I am Frank, and with me, as always, Jason Miller.
What's up?
And John Walmsley.
And a good burr to you all.
Well, we
He's trying to hold it back.
I couldn't hold it.
We had kind of I had kind of talked to John a little bit beforehand, and we decided that we should definitely get it out of the way with Dream Maniac. Just get it out of the way. It's the bad taste. You get it out of your mouth. 1986. A heavy metal musician makes a deal with a satanic succubus to make him successful with women in return for the succubus being able to feed on the girls. Directed by David Decapitation, who did the terrible Creepazoids. I don't know, Sorority Babes in the Slime Ball Bowl.
I have that. That's fun.
Okay.
That's a fun one.
Puppet Master 3, I like that one.
I love that one.
He has a ton of really good shit. But also, this is his first movie outside of porn, both gay and straight. So, you know, he did the titles Good Men Go Bad, Boys Just Want to Have Sex, Never Big Enough, New Wave Hustlers.
So that explains a lot with this movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Pardon my laughing. When you said the plot, I was like, that's what the fuck happened?
Did you know he was a heavy metal guy? Did you know that?
I knew that.
They vaguely mentioned it.
I didn't even realize the deal. I'm like,
yeah. There's no plot. That's why. There's no plot.
Yeah. He was just like, he just read off this paper.
But it was written by Helen Robinson. This is her only thing she's ever done. So this is her achievement in film. Jason, do you have any details on this? Was this released?
I do. Tagline: You don't have to live on Elm Street to have nightmares. Distributed by Empire Pictures, and then 2011 is released on. I don't know if it was released on the single DVDs or that collection that.
Full like a Grindhouse collection, right?
Yeah, at first you couldn't get them like single movies. You had to buy the whole collection, but this is up on Amazon for $8 single. So I don't know when that started, but 2011, and it's
outlandish price.
From what I know, it never got any kind of treatment for transfer. It's still the VHS transfer.
You see it definitely.
Yeah. I love that.
That was one of, I think the only cool thing about it was the bad low quality. Like it was like that retro in that way. Pretty funny trivia with this. The original script had a lot of both male and female nudity, but all the women were like, nope, not gonna do it. So then you end up with just man ass through the whole thing.
That really explains a lot.
Evidently, when
because I'm watching this movie, I'm like, I feel like I'm seeing more dudes, and that dude's standing in his underwear on the porch.
Yeah,
and you see him like start clawing at his own leg and stuff. Like, I wonder if Frank has ever done that. If he's ever been that turned on, where he starts clawing his own leg. Like this. Most awkward scene ever.
Evidently, this was distributed by Full Moon. Charles Band, when they first did the screening, they ended up calling the director David Decapitation and asking him if he was gay because they're like, you know, and I think he is, to be honest with you. His picture on IMDb is the no H8 on his face, you know, and he did a lot of gay porn. I mean, I think it's really hard for a straight dude to do gay porn, you know, like really to direct it. I mean, what do I know?
I mean, that's a good point, but who the hell knows?
I'm just an artist, you know, I don't care.
Yeah.
Male, female.
I'm producing something.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the intro on this movie, you could take a whole full shit and then come back and it'd still be just black with with title and graphics, yeah. Yeah. And then like you said, the transfer on Tubi,
Awful.
so shitty. It was almost like a game sometimes. Like, what am I looking at? I can't tell what that is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like we said, this is his first non-pornographic film, but I think it's just barely barely porn. It's like a porn with all the porn parts cut out. Like it's just the in-betweens, and it's edited just like that.
Yeah.
There's two sex scenes right at the
crazy.
beginning, boom, boom, right, nothing between them. Some of the worst acting you'll ever experience. Clunky editing. 23 minutes in, I was like, what have I done to
now see, I think you made this better for me, because again, anytime I see you apologize or something, it's gotta be the worst thing in the world. And then so I go in, my expectations are nothing, and then if there's a slightest bit,
it had like nostalgia, a little nostalgia, but god damn it, there's no cool kills. Maybe when the guy gets stabbed in the face after
the neck.
The
neck. I think what was
he was trying to attack. He was like possessed.
the drill to the neck.
Oh,
and then it ends up like. But even then, it was a drill going into his neck, and then somehow it severs the whole head. The head just.
Oh yeah!
It should have just been a hole.
That was great.
The whole head up.
I know, but that was so awesome that it made.
That was the best part of the movie for sure.
That was hilarious. It was just like, let's just do it.
The thing that is crazy is this movie seems to have like a cult following. Like if you look up T-shirts with Dream Maniac T-shirts, there's a ton of them, and they're like, all I think about is Dream Maniac. Or it's like, it has to be a joke, right? Like clearly, this is bad.
There's a fan base for the art of the VHS box itself.
Right.
The reason I know about this is because the Warhol in Pittsburgh did a whole, like, they called it trash movie expose, had like whole bunch of B movie stuff there, and it was rad as hell. And I picked up a book, and it was just like in the gift shop, it was like just like best VHS covers, and this was like one of them.
That's why I picked it.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like it's a cool cover, and it looks cool on a T-shirt.
What does it have to do with the movie? Like,
not a goddamn
even
thing.
The person coming out of the wall, is that supposed to be? I don't know. There are a couple things that I did kind of like. The scene where the girl vomits on her cheating boyfriend and the girl who seduced him away. That was pretty funny. It was bad editing. It made me laugh. And I like the soundtrack a lot. I think I would listen to a lot of these like vaporwave jams or whatever. But overall, this is probably one of the worst movies we've ever done, I think. And I gotta give it like a 1. It makes Witchboard look fucking great.
It does. I'll tell you what, I didn't mind Witchboard. What'd you give this?
A 1. I mean, it's down there with Oregonian. Oregonian's better than this. This thing sucks.
No.
Yes, because at least in that movie, he says, maybe too much breakfast or whatever that line is. There's funny shit in it.
This has a good line. This has one good line, I thought.
What?
Oh, well, shoot, we've already said most of the things I already had jotted down. Yeah. Shot on video, poor audio, acting's bad. The characters all blend together. Like, I couldn't keep track of who was with who, what girlfriend, what boyfriend. I didn't know. Like, it's like all the girls were like the same character.
The guys too. I was like, which guy is the guy that has the deal with this chick or whatever? Right. Like,
I was
the guy that kind of the sort of Emilio Estevez looking guy. They had the same hair. I was like, I kept having to look. I was like, no, that's not him. He wouldn't do something this bad.
But yeah, I think the best scene was the drill to the neck. The best line was when that chick's like, "I'm rich as shit." Like that was a good line.
Yeah, that was hard.
Nice outfit.
Do I know you?
I doubt it. I've gone to private schools all my life, and I'm rich as shit. Oh, that's right. You're Francis. I thought I recognized those small tits.
That was a hard
Overall,
line. I
this is
loved it.
extremely rough, but I never got to that point where I wanted to turn it off.
Oh man.
I just kind of I don't know if I was amazed at like how bad it was. I don't know. But I didn't have that urge to shut it off. And I wondered if this could have maybe inspired Night of the Demons a little bit, because it kind of has that feel to it.
The party,
Just not anywhere close to. Yeah, they're all at a house, and then slowly a demon's. I don't know. I just kind of got that vibe from it. I can't recommend. I don't recommend it to anyone. But if I found this and used for $1, I'd probably pick it up. I definitely
throw the tape away, hang the case on your wall.
I just
Pretty much.
I don't know. I give it a 3. Like
Generous.
for some reason, I don't know why. It just I didn't want to shut it off. And like I said, like the Oregonian, that's a 1. That's as low as I can. That's the worst movie that I've seen.
I'm thinking of a couple moments in that movie that are better than anything that happens in this. Like when there's that scene where he's got his wife in the wheelbarrow, and they're smoking cigarettes, and they're like running around. That's hilarious. There's nothing like that in this. Nothing.
Yeah, but I give it a 3.
Yeah, I pretty much have the same feelings as you guys. I definitely noted the 3 minutes plus of intro and then dude butt. Like nothing, dude cheeks. So, and the super cringy sex scenes, there was like no chemistry whatsoever for a dude that did porn.
Well, it all stops right before and he's a gay dude. Yeah. So it also seemed like most of the guys didn't want to have sex with any of these women. They had to be tricked into it sometimes,
Yeah. Jason, you called my line. I love it, but I love the whole line. Do I know you? Probably not. I've gone to private schools all my life, and I'm rich as shit. And she delivers it like, honestly, like a porn actress, but it was awesome. It was funny as hell. I laughed. I laughed out loud at that. It was funny. Frank was explaining what the movie was about, like how it happened. I'm like, that's what happened. Like, it wasn't clear. A lot of nostalgia. It was like popping in an old VHS, which was cool. I really like that. Just being a kid, renting this on a Friday night. Oh, this box is cool. That's probably what the following is. And it's probably those so bad it's good.
It did give me the same experience of when you would rent a VHS and it's so bad quality and you're like, what was that I saw? And you had to go back and you're like, because I was watching on my computer, so I'd have it minimized and I have my notes, and then I'd have to open it full screen and be like, what the fuck am I looking at? And that was just like going back like on a VHS tape. So
right,
it even had the track lines pop up every now and then.
And that was really cool. I like that. What else there was one scene in the attic that had like a way more lighting than it needed, but it looked awesome because it was seeping through the rickety boards and stuff where she was like coming out from behind. So that was kind of neat.
That was I think that was when I noticed. Did anybody else notice the audio mix when they were walking? It was like literally it was it was so loud, their footsteps and everything. It was like I don't know. There was some whatever.
And it's funny we talked about the bad editing. The guy, Peter Teschner, edited Phantasm 2. He went on to edit Phantasm 2, Society, Bride of Reanimator, and he did Semi-Pro, Dodgeball, Borat.
Yeah.
So
they both got better.
Start somewhere. Oh yeah, got to start somewhere. But I bet he didn't have control. Dakota was like, "Hey, this is how I want you to edit it." That was probably
and also you can only do so much. You're given the raw materials and whatever that is, So
Yeah, but if you want to see it because it's got cool VHS art, I guess check it out. But I gave it a 3. It was funny. A couple that yuppie, I'm rich as shit with her like fucking shoulder pads and that high curly hair and stuff. Oh, it was so funny. It was just so good. She owned it.
See, you can find a little joy in everything, huh?
Just a little bit, not much.
Yeah. Let's go to 1974 and Beyond the Door. Summary for this film: Juliette Mills plays a young pregnant woman in San Francisco who is going to have the devil's baby during her strange possession. Richard Johnson shows up to help her, but what does he really want? Written and directed by Ovidio G. Asonitis.
I would call him Asinitis. That's what I would say.
Video. I don't know. I hate that. I hate these names. 1980. He did 1981's Madhouse and Piranha 2: The Spawning. It was also written by Robert Barrett. Do you have any information, Jason?
Tagline: a horrifying and blood-chilling drama of possession. Distributed in the U.S. by Film Ventures International. And then Arrow just released a very nice set. I picked that up. It was a blind buy just this year, nice. 2020. One good thing of 2020.
Yeah. Evidently, this movie was sued. This production company was sued by Warner Brothers because they said it was a blatant ripoff of The Exorcist. That's crazy to me.
I think it's bullshit, too.
They won evidently. And
oh, yeah. Yeah.
There were some similarities, like the vomit and the way she looked. I mean, it did resemble Reagan.
Let's stop right there. Like, why did they push the pea soup thing so hard? Like, it seems like they were just being like almost like
throwing it in their face.
Just like
I bet they got money from Campbell's.
Oh, for sure.
Like hardcore product placement.
Homage to The Exorcist, or they?
Well, this is one of those famous, quote unquote rip-offs of The Exorcist. This was like the Exorcist exploitation at this time.
It seemed like if they wouldn't have pushed the pea soup. I mean, why do you go? What other? I mean, you can't copyright like being possessed or your head spinning around. Like,
that's what I was thinking.
Look at all the what was the first movie that put out a monster or demon that crawled on a ceiling? Those movies aren't being called rip-offs, or
just a vampire movie.
Asian ghost that had long black hair. They all do, but they're not being called rip-offs.
There is hardly anything. There's hardly anything the same about these two movies.
Totally different feel.
It's the look of the girl. And all
but still, man,
she says and does. It's a year after The Exorcist that destroyed the box office.
It's like
everyone wanted to do this.
Robin Thicke blurred lines thing.
I just don't think that it wasn't worth suing over.
No.
To me, the only thing that really sticks out is that I would personally be pissed off is the pea soup. And then I don't even know why they didn't have to do that. If they wanted to rip off the movie or be inspired, the pea soup had nothing to do with why The Exorcist was good.
Right. And they seem to put a lot more effort into this. Like when this was in theaters, they hired actors to faint, and they had ambulances parked outside the theater. It was all just to drum up, excitement for the movie. But even from the beginning, I guess it's a voiceover of the devil. Is that what it is?
Yeah, Satan, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just completely different, even from the music side of things. It starts out with this funky 70s kind of. It's called "Bargain with the Devil." It comes. I don't like the song. There's a lot of stuff in the soundtrack I do enjoy, but not that. And I'll tell you what. Speaking of the pea soup, this kid's drinking pea soup with a straw out of a can. Okay, first of all, I have multiple problems with this. Because Campbell's pea soup, don't you have to add water to that? Is this kid drinking concentrated pea soup, right? Am I right or wrong?
Probably.
I don't know.
Does it come pre-made to drink like a weirdo?
Hey, I'll be honest. I don't add any water to my chicken noodle soup.
Well, I mean,
I just open a can and warm
is
it
it
up.
from concentrate though, or is it?
It's not. I wouldn't say it's concentrate, but it's a little heavy. I mean, it's meant to be thinned out.
I mean, it's weird.
Yeah.
Call it
Regardless of what it is. At first, I thought it was tomato juice, and then I was like, "Oh my god!"
Like, this kid's just sucking soup. What the hell? And then I was like, "It's pea soup."
And they
They
act like it's his own doing. Like they're not buying it and supplying it and buying a poster of the can to put in his room. Whatever.
That had to have been a knock.
That's what
again.
I'm saying.
A purposeful knock, or they were.
Why
sponsored.
did they push it so hard?
Yeah, they show it multiple
times. I don't understand.
This is, of course, is a dubbed film, which is fun. I love a good dub. The kids sound weird as fuck. They sound like they're adult women, and they're assholes, both of them.
The girl's got a mouth on her.
She's fucking jive cracker, that chick.
And no one's saying a word. No one's saying a word.
No, the husband character's sitting there reading a book called The Fishes.
I'm deeply engrossed in the incredible existences of fish, including their methods of reproduction. Fish, you know, have remarkable qualities. They're silent, clean, take up very little space, and invariably get along very well together.
Clumsy ape.
Just like you kids.
Ken knocked it over, and now there's nothing to bake in.
They get on very well together.
Oh, bullshit. Ken, pick it up, will you?
Go stuff yourself, Gail.
Pick it up, or I'll stuff you in the oven instead of the cake.
And he's talking about fish. What a boring asshole. Did you know about that? But I think there's a lot of fun stuff in this. This is a great movie. I think I like it more than The Exorcist. And I don't know.
You're not the first person I've heard say that.
I've never been big on The Exorcist. Maybe it's because I've watched it too many times. People always want to show you that, and
that was just the first. That's the first movie that just scared the shit out of me. So it's just always gonna stick with me. It's always gonna be.
But like, I think Juliette Mills does a great job in this movie. Like, this is why I think it's more. She's not just doing, like, Reagan was basically demonic through the whole thing. She gets to mix two different things. She does like the Reagan kind of demon stuff, but when she's not possessed, it's like Rosemary's Baby. It's like a combination of the two things, and she does that far away, straight ahead, like worried stare better than anybody. I mean, it's great. She pulls the character off. I guess the devil's like a really serious mouth breather. Like, it was weird when he was like lurking. He was like, and I'm like, that's got to be COPD or maybe mesothelioma. Maybe mesothelioma if he's been around.
The air quality can't be good.
Yeah, that's true. Just didn't think the devil was a breather. I don't know. What was with the weird kiss that she gives her son? Was that her passing some of the demon shit, or did she heal him? What was going on?
That was an open mouth kiss for sure.
For very long.
She passed I think the devil passed over to him because, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
There's obviously isn't there 2 sequels?
Yeah, but they're not related.
Yeah. I know it goes to
I know that part 2 was called something else before they tagged it with
Shock. That's Bava.
Yeah. Yeah, I did enjoy that. I maybe it's not better than The Exorcist. Maybe I just enjoyed it more because this is the first time I've seen it, and it was different. I mean, there was an extensive scene where this guy was aggressively playing a nose flute. He was like a street musician, and he was harassing that guy with his buddies. Like, shit like that's not in The Exorcist. That's just a little flavor it's just a lot of nice spice, a little weird shit. A
little bit of Italian flair.
Yeah. Yep. Maybe that's what it is. It got that Italian oddity to it, because she was back in this time. Everybody's voices were dubbed anyways, right? Like, no matter whether you were speaking.
Well, Italian's notorious. I mean, that's just the way it was.
I thought in the 70s production, normally just to get the lines clear, they would always dub them over, no matter if it was an American production or what, just regardless, because she's matching up right on, but some of these characters are a little off, you know.
It is funny to see the people that are actually good at it, and then
yeah,
it's like that some of them can't remember how they deliver their lines at all. I don't know if it's months after they shot it or what, but I don't know.
Yeah, I guess when it comes down to it, I think that if demon possession movies were music, The Exorcist would be like classic rock, and this would be like some sort of weird smooth jazz. It's the same thing, playing the same song, just different versions of it, kind of. I don't know. 8 out of 10. That's what I give it.
I'm surprised. I honestly, I didn't expect you to like this movie, so that's
I was into
interesting.
it, man.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so we got a 70s Italian possession movie. Like, I think if you're a fan of any of those subgenres of horror, you should probably give this a watch. This is my second viewing, and both times I've watched the uncut version, which is like 10 minutes longer than the theatrical, but I haven't seen the theatrical, so I don't know what it's missing. I can't tell you the difference.
How long is the uncut version that you watched? Was it an hour 45? Or longer?
Hold on. I'm not sure. I just know it was 10 minutes. Hour. Oh, no, that's just on the.
Well,
I
the
don't
one on
see
Tubi.
offhand.
Okay, the one on Tubi was the hour 45-minute one.
So
I have a feeling that might be the uncut.
It must be, because the regular one's 98 minutes. So I don't know what the difference is, but
it runs long.
It's really kind of
much.
It kind of feels like a heavy influence of Rosemary's Baby mixed with a bit of The Omen. Like, it's just kind of a mashup of three really good movies, but it having the Italian director, totally different feel from all of those movies. The possession was effective. There's creepy elements. I like the soundtrack. The band they have playing at the beginning, I like that they have their music playing throughout the music. It's the like funky disco music.
With the devil.
Yeah, I like it. There's some weird head scratching moments. It's kind of slow. It drags in some spots. But I just don't expect The Exorcist. Again, totally different feel. Story, everything develops differently. If you're a fan of Italian horror or possession movies, I say give it a go. I gave it an 8 as well.
Oh, one thing that I forgot to mention. I don't know how you guys feel. Everybody here's married. If your wife is spitting blood out, are you gonna be like, we're cool? Sit down. Just sit down. We'll just wait it out. Yeah, no.
Hospital right away.
That was nuts. Crazy.
Yeah.
But anyways, John.
Yeah. So, first time viewing for me. Love that the devil's the narrator. That was fun. This was, I call it Exorcist exploitation because Exorcist blew the doors off the box office. Everyone wanted to imitate it, get something out there because it's big. Come see my movie. That's where this falls. Just the Italian, just like that. What's the one? Is it Pakistani Exorcist? It's called Satan.
Yeah, that is bad.
You know what I mean? Like, same time. This.
And then they had Repossessed with Leslie Nielsen. Which,
I love that. And Linda Blair playing the. I love that. I love that movie. So funny. I love seeing Richard Johnson. Zombie made me a fan of him, and I've just I haven't been going on a journey or nothing, but I've seen a couple movies recently, including this, and the first, The Haunting. I think it was the first, the black and white one.
I don't know.
Haunting of Hill House. It's the first one. I liked Gabriel Lavia. He's a frequent Argento actor. He's the husband. he just has a cool screen presence when he's on. He commands the screen. I like him a lot. Little girl, man, she is way too hip for this movie. What was and the 15 copies of Love Story? What the fuck was that about? And how were the parents cool with that?
They didn't
I know they're like $1.
It almost
cheap,
didn't it almost seem like the kids had their own money somehow, like the little boys buying pea soup and the little girl. Yeah, I mean,
I almost thought the first time I saw this, I kept waiting for like the little girl to be the one that was possessed. The way she, or at least mention something about her being influenced by this devil or demon, to where she just using profanity is just like that's just normal to her. Like they don't touch on that at all. They just
they're just cool with it. I liked that I don't know why the head turn creeped me out just like just a smidge. Give me I don't know why. It's not that it looked better than The Exorcist, but it was, I don't know. Maybe it was the expression, and it was maybe a little bit dead on of with Juliette Mills, right? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Right? It was a really, the effects were cool in this. Even that, what did I say? I wrote, that superimposed vomit at the end. You know, that was hilarious. It was just so out of place. It was Jaws 3D out of place. Like it was, it was out of place. Everyone seemed okay with this accelerated pregnancy, don't you think?
Yeah,
pretty cool about it.
The husband's like, oh, all right. Well, I'm gonna go read about fucking fish.
Yeah, he was definitely interested in not dealing with this at all. Any of it. He didn't want. He was just like, we'll just keep her here for a little bit, and we'll see how things go. I'll talk to this dude about it, and maybe I don't know.
Yeah. The room. I said, what was this? The room freak out scene with the dolls and the kids. And then I even put, but what kid keeps so much Campbell soup around? But it was either the sponsor, like we said, is either the sponsor or just to be like, we know it was pea soup. That's what they threw up, and maybe they were building up to it. But I mean, this was a first time viewing for me. I liked it. Richard Johnson is he adds a lot, and I gave it a 7. I felt like it ran long. For an hour 45, that's a decent amount. Like Exorcist was long, but it had drama to like fill it. You know what I'm saying? This didn't. The drama in this was not.
I want to see the 98-minute version. See if the pacing's a little bit better.
Yeah.
I have a feeling like all they cut out was just some talking. Because I mean,
a lot of it was their bad relationship
that happens.
There was a lot to cut out.
It's probably all the pea soup and him chucking cans out the back of the car.
I hope it's a lot of the kids talking.
Her cussing. 10 minutes of her cussing.
I could see some trims happening, like involving the past relationship with this guy or whatever. Like that. All that stuff seemed a little.
That was so weird.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah,
that was a weird one. That was odd.
Yeah. Let's move forward in time to 2007 and the Poughkeepsie tapes. Summary for this film: in an abandoned house in Poughkeepsie, New York, murder investigators uncover hundreds of tapes showing decades of a serial killer's work. Directed by John Eric Dowdle, who did Quarantine, Devil, As Above, So Below, No Escape, and he did the Waco miniseries from 2018. Did you guys see that?
I did not.
Oh, you have to.
People talk about
it. Is it good?
It is a great series, and it's known that David Koresh played music to the people that were surrounding his compound.
Mm-hmm.
In this movie, they made the decision to have him play "I Still Believe," the song from Lost Boys. and there's like lights going. It's ridiculous. I'm pretty sure he didn't play that one. He probably played some religious song, but just the choice to make him a rock star for that moment, right before he gets killed, But written by Drew Dowdle and John Eric Dowdle. Do you have information, Jason?
Tagline: "The terror is real." Distributed by MGM and Scream Factory, released on Blu-ray in 2017.
They call this a mockumentary, and I hate to call it that, but I guess it is. There's not really humor in it at all whatsoever, and the only other horror mockumentary I can think of is Behind the Mask, which has got comedy in it. And every other mockumentary I've seen is like, Christopher Guest movies or shit like that. It's funny, but
I prefer faux documentary.
Yeah. This movie weirdly is one of the only movies that has content that actually disturbs me to some degree. I don't know why. I put it right there with I hoped to only watch this once, after I saw it the first time, but here we are. It's just, I don't know, some of those, some of it seems too real, and even when I get past that, I'm like they had to act this out, these actresses were put into these situations, and I don't know, it just fucked up. I do love the effects of the VHS tape. Anytime they're showing the footage, it's degraded, and they've made a lot of creative choices with it. Normally, shit like found footage stuff isn't what I like, but they orchestrated all the movements perfectly. I think it's not just shaky camera footage. There's one point where he puts the camera down and you just see a shadow of him punching a girl, and it's pretty artistic. I thought it's like a craftsman at work with that kind of shit. I don't like this movie at all. It bums me out. But I'll give it a 7 out of 10 because some people might like it. If you like found footage, if you get a kick out of fake documentary things, check it out. I mean, it's got some stuff in it that's not good acting, but it's also got some stuff that's highly effective. So it's my thoughts.
Yeah, so we got a found footage serial killer detective documentary movie. To me, there's nothing in here what I want in a horror movie. There's no story, there's no plot. It's just videos of this guy torturing and killing people. The only effective part that I thought, or even felt like a horror movie to me, is where he comes crawling in the room wearing those masks. That was a creepy part. I don't want to watch found footage tapes of just him torturing these people. I don't understand the love for this movie. Anytime that I'm talking with someone about found footage, it seems like this one always comes up as a recommendation to watch. I'm not big. I'm slowly coming around to found footage, but good God, there's 20 off the top of my head that is better than this one. That's about all I have to say about this. I give this one a 3 as well. I won't ever buy this movie. I won't even pick it up for a couple bucks because I don't want to see it again. So there's no point in me even wasting $2 on it. So yeah, I give it a 3. I advise people to avoid it. Unless you're just looking for disturbing movies, and there's a list of them out there, you can look them up and find them as well. But if you're not going for that, I say avoid it. I give it a 3. And then only a 3 because there's some production value there, but it's the content that I don't hold my interest. I don't like detective movies. I don't like torture movies. So there's nothing here for me.
Oh, wow. Damn. All right.
I guess John likes it.
I do. Listen, this is my second time, and I saw this not long before I started working with you guys. Like within the last year was the first time I saw it, because I've been wanting to see it. I've read about this thing.
Yeah, I heard about this forever. It seemed like it. Well, I
It
don't know.
was shelved and all that weird shit. It was just like it went through like a development hell type deal.
Well, they were releasing clips. Do you remember that? When they would release they would just release the video clips and pretend it was real. And like there was a lot of people that were like, "This is fucked up. Did you see the snuff footage or whatever?" You know, like
I really did. I didn't enjoy this film. You know, you don't enjoy this film. It's a well-made, serious, pseudo-faux documentary. You're supposed to watch this like this is really happening. The actors and stuff none of that bothered me. I felt like it worked because it was like they were acting like real people. What was the girl's name? Cheryl. Holy shit.
Oh yeah.
What a performance. The killer and her, holy shit. Like, I thought the acting was like some really like next level shit. It was really good. The way, granted, the subject matter was really rough. Obviously, you guys weren't really feeling that. I like a good fucked up movie. This is up there, but I feel like there's others that are worse. When he went into that yard and got that little girl.
Oh, that's fucked up, man. Yeah.
Fucked up.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I watched this with my wife.
Oh yeah, she probably loved that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and the whole time she's like, "What?" She just kept asking me questions that wasn't answered. Like she wasn't understanding the story. It's like there ain't much of a story. Just sit back and we'll just watch it. I guess.
No, it's more for like people that watch true crime documentaries. This is like what they would really want to see if they had the evidence. You know, like they're like, holy shit, they've got everything I want. Like it's not me wondering. I've got all the video. You know, but I dug it. The Girl Scout scene was crazy when they were in his house. Yeah.
It was like, whoa, all right.
Yeah.
Please get out. And then that chick was there the whole time.
I was wondering where it was going.
And that girl was there the whole time. Holy shit. Wow. It was nuts. I feel like if you're into darker horror, I don't know what you want to call it.
I think everybody should watch it once.
More, yeah, exactly. This is like up there. This is one like it's been talked about for years, and then it finally got released. So I gave it a 7. I thought it was a really well-made movie for what it was, and the people came off as authentic. Maybe once or twice, it was like, oh, okay, that's a total movie. But that guy that played the killer, holy shit.
Yeah, there was a couple times where, like, when he was being real theatrical, that I was like, come on, dude. But other than that.
But look what he does, though. He's like, he'd probably do that.
Yeah, those guys are insane. So, yeah. Anyways, let's move into my favorite movie of this, maybe ever. I don't know. This movie's fucking great, in my opinion. Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead from 1994. Mike and Reggie continue to hunt the mysterious tall man, discovering along the way that the invasion has already begun. Written and directed by Don Coscarelli. Do you have any information, Jason?
Tagline, if you don't get it this time, he'll have to drill it into your head. Distributed by Starway International and Anchor Bay. And most recent Blu-ray from Wellgo USA 2018.
Yeah, so you got the original cast back. You got Reggie Bannister as Reggie, Michael Baldwin as Mike, and Bill Thornberry as Jody. Gotta say, it's great to have the cast back.
The band is back. Loved it.
Bill has lost
Yeah,
quite a bit of hair
loved it.
on top since his death, but that's fine because he's back.
How many years has this been?
It's
From first to third.
over 1994. It's like almost 20 years, right? When was
Pretty
it?
close.
So cut him some slack.
Yeah, I'm saying
No, it was
it's
like
good.
15 years. Like 15 years.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. Whatever.
And Reggie must have realized, if you remember, I said, why'd he throw his shotgun away? Evidently, he realized that he should have went back. He must have went back and got it because he has it at the beginning of this movie. It kicks off with a great segment involving some shotgun play, and there's an awesome demon nurse sequence right at the beginning of this movie too. Great special effects. They call, I guess we find out they're called sentinels, the orbs in this movie. It bursts out of this nurse's head. It comes out, looks at Mike with its weird eyeball. It's great, just right out of the bat. I love it. I love everything about this. When Reggie's driving through the Holtzville wasteland, it sets a great mood. There's a lot of great characters. The shitbag criminals, the murderous child Tim, who kills the shitbag criminals in some fun Kevin McAllister type ways. I'm assuming
Kevin McAllister meets Jigsaw.
I'm seriously assuming that is because of the Home Alone craze. Like, both the first two movies had come out at this time, and they were like, let's put a little Home Alone flavor in there. And then you got Rocky, who's awesome. She's got nunchucks, which are breaking all the time, but still badass. And it's great. It's even got Reggie sitting by a fireplace with a kid. He seems to find himself in this situation a lot of times. Kind of weird, Reg. Just saying. There was several times while I was watching this, I was like, Reggie, what are you doing? God, you're not gonna have sex with that chick. She's not gonna have sex with you. What are you doing?
Man.
One of the cool things I read was that they actually used a mausoleum for this, so it's
that
really
wasn't
cool.
no plywood or whatever it was.
But it's also kind of weird that they did a Phantasm movie amidst actual dead people. But whatever. All I could think about when Reggie tries to get rid of this kid like gloms onto him. He takes him to an orphanage and like gives literally all of his money to this woman, and then the kid sneaks into his car and he drives away. All I kept thinking was, why the fuck did you give all your money away, Reggie? All the rest of the world doesn't operate like the tall man is chasing them. You're going to need that money. I would have went back after I found out the kid was with me, but of course he has more money later on. He pulls it out. So fuck me. I'm stupid. I don't remember when he pulled it out, but yeah, Reggie is sort of a terrible person a few times in this. He leaves Tim out to sleep in the car. While there's
the whole car, he was being nice. He was giving him the whole car.
But there's fucking all kinds
It's
of
the
little
desert, man.
dwarfs
The desert
around,
at
dude.
night.
There's dwarfs everywhere, man.
He had alternative motives.
Yeah, he says, "You ever try a little vanilla?" Huh? The thing about this movie is there's always something happening on screen that's really cool. Even small moments like when Reggie's driving around the CUDA from the first movie, like through the whole thing. There's there's everything. The demonic severed hands that there's just so much shit. The criminals come back as zombie kind of things. It's a great ending. It's really weird that they ended it the way they do, on kind of a cliffhanger, because I read that Coscarelli said he had just run out of ideas, and the only reason they would do a part 4 is if for a payday. So I haven't seen 4. We'll be watching Oblivion soon, I assume, but
yeah, you will.
I give this a 10 out of 10, man. This is like my kind of movie. I'm wondering what's going to happen in 4, because it was 4 years later and Tim's still alive. Do they deal with that at all, or does he just disappear?
Do you want to know?
No.
No,
I
don't
was
ruin
about
it.
to say.
Do they
Like,
deal with it
what?
though? Do they deal with it at all? Like, do they bring him up or at all?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you asked.
I mean,
you
if they brought him up, I didn't want to know what they did with him, but
Okay.
Okay, so I'll go. So this one seems a little bit more sillier than the first two.
it's more
I
fun
don't know if they,
for sure.
yeah, I don't know if they like. Well, let me just say this. I've heard people crap on this movie about how it doesn't answer anything from the first two. It's not as serious, or it don't have the same feel as Phantasm. And these people they're funny to me. It's like I don't even understand where they're coming from. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I like this movie a lot. I didn't go in and check. I'm guessing this is a bit more of a lower budget than the first two.
They had to make it on their own, and then they got help distributing it because they had no help.
But I hear people crap on well, the effects aren't as good. This isn't as good. Well, it was a lower budget movie, but I don't know. To me, this feels like it's a solid entry. And Phantasm right now, the first three entries are
awesome,
just as good as any other franchise out there. Maybe the best. I don't feel like there's much of a drop off in this movie at all. I like that we have the original characters back. It's just there's so much stuff in this that I like. It's just kind of it's the same thing. There's not much of a plot change. I mean, it does answer some of the questions from the first two. Right?
Every movie adds to the next. Every new movie makes the past ones look better. Like
it showed
more.
How they.
I don't know.
Well, it didn't show how, but it showed the small, them shrinking it down and extracting the brain. Like that was answered. We got the answer from the spears. I thought it answered some questions. I'm looking forward to seeing the fourth one. I think I've seen 1 through 3 and then Ravager. I don't think I've seen 4. I give this an 8. I think it's very solid. 1 through 3, can't recommend enough.
Right on. So you said, Jason, this was the first time for you, or not?
No, I've seen this before.
You have seen this before. All right, Frank. So this was your.
Yeah, maybe. Like I said, like I probably rented this back in the 90s or whatever, like VHS days.
Yeah,
but that would have been when I watched it, 20 some years ago or whatever.
Yeah. So like Phantasm is my favorite franchise. So spoiler alert, Oblivion's next. All right. But I remember was this 94, right? 94 this came out. My cousins owned a video store at the time, like literally 5 minutes down the road from us.
Wow.
I walked in and saw that crazy bright red poster with a close-up of the tall man, literally missing his left eye because it's closed so much. There's no white in it at all. And holding the ball, and I'm like, fuck yeah. I was like, Dad, we're renting this. Get this Phantasm 3. And I watched it. I loved it. Mike was back. Dude, I was 94. How old was I? I don't even know how old I was. I was grade school.
I was 12.
All right, so then I was like...
I was born in 82.
All right, so I was 13. 12 or 13. I don't know. Whatever. I'm old. Anyway. Anyways, I was super geeked about it. And then Jody's back? What? Like, that was rad. I was like, all right. The literal band has gotten back together, and I'm super geeked about it. Angus Scrimm gets cooler looking as he gets older. My favorite look of him is in Oblivion. That is we'll talk about it, but it's like he turns into the character. In that book I was reading before we got connected, that's the Phantasm Exhumed, that talks about 1 through 4, because Ravager hadn't been released yet when this came out. It's got like personal diary entries from Angus Scrimm talking about how he like gets into the role of the tall man. Like he talks about the tall man literally taking over him, and then he has to deal with it extra past shooting times, and then it eventually goes away. So he had like a really cool method. And
he has more lines in this than he has in any of the other movies too. He has like a whole monologue, which is really cool.
Cool little Easter egg at the beginning, when they zoom into Mike on the hospital bed. That's the lady in lavender. And in rereading this book tonight, I found out the doctor that was looking in on him from the top down was the tall man.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I totally forgot about that detail. I have to watch it again and see that. Another thing I really liked, obviously, the dwarves getting made, the spheres getting made. Awesome. I was like, sweet. We're getting, at the time, I was like, we are getting closer and closer and closer to seeing what the tall man is all about. We're getting just closer and closer. And I'm so excited. You also get a look at the tall man's like inner sanctum.
Mm-hmm.
How cool is that? He's so mysterious. You never see where he's like hanging out. It's like he's like in his off hours. He's like evil queening it up, seeing it in the reflection in the ball, or like the Goblin King. Like it was super cool. Like no one can play that part, but Angus Scrimm. But there are some close seconds. Tim was an homage to Mike, the young Mike. They just wanted a kid in the movie again because it played so well before. What about the the razor blade frisbee?
That's so awesome.
Was that not awesome?
That was a good kill.
That was hilarious. But the throat cut though.
Mm-hmm.
The way that you could see the sack, like almost like the little small layer over the muscle, like holy shit. And Mark Shostrom did the effects. It was him and just one other guy that did the effects on this because the budget was so low.
They did a great job. I mean, everything that happens in that house, like there's a hatchet, right? Is that what happens to the
Tomahawk?
one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That looks great. Everything.
Oh yeah, and Rocky was great. I mean,
now the thing the thing about the Rocky Reggie relationship, did they have sex or was that just a dream that was happening?
Was a dream.
Okay, because it kind of went into a dream, and then he was talking to Jody through the orb or whatever. That was that one of the coolest scenes in it is when it's Reggie and Mike. Is it Mike? Reggie, Mike, and they're holding that orb and they're running down this hallway. I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just really cinematic, and it was like, "There's the heroes right there,"
Yep.
And it was really cool how Jody kept coming back and like talking to them and giving them like insight into stuff, and a sentinel turned good. That was a cool idea. But
oh yeah, and like the spheres were a lot more elaborate this time around. Mm-hmm. Not only do you get to see them get made, but like they barrel rolled and shit because they got wireless remotes for this one. And was like able to control them on like a string and get a little bit more freedom instead of just literally throwing it down the hall and playing it.
Right.
like they still did that in the scenes. There's a good amount of like behind the scenes stuff on the Blu-ray, just on the disc itself, not on the specials disc, in the box set. The twist at the end for me was like mind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know if we want to get into spoilers or not, but it was crazy.
Well,
Crazy,
yeah, and,
crazy,
like I
crazy.
said,
couldn't believe it.
it's a cliffhanger. And when
Yeah,
did
it was.
Oblivion come out?
99.
Yeah, so you had to wait
Oblivion
fucking
was
5
99.
years to find out what the hell happened.
And
they didn't
then
even...
Ravager. How many years for Ravager?
God,
Almost 30.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, this is my Phantasm. This is my third favorite in the series. I guess that's appropriate.
Right.
So I still give it a 9. It's a 9. Only one.
I don't know,
like
man.
One.
This one was so much more fun than
one
for me. I was like, this is a fucking fireworks show. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't understand the people that complain about it.
Yeah. No. What about at the beginning of the Contra spread rifle?
Yeah.
4-barrel shotgun that takes out the 3 dwarves like that.
Yeah, those dwarves. I think the dwarves
they just drop. They're all over the place too. Like they just spread out.
Yeah, I think they looked a lot better in this. Maybe that was just me, but.
And I really liked how they blended the end of 2 together.
Mm-hmm.
The way they cut Mike in where he needed to be, and then they used Liz where they needed to use her, and then dispatched her.
Yeah.
Like that was pretty cool.
Very cool.
But
shit.
yeah, this is. I could talk about this for like way longer than we need to talk about.
Yeah, since we started watching these movies, though, it's become one of my favorite franchises. Like,
oh, I'm glad.
And it was
awesome.
It was something I think I took for granted, like, because I know I've seen these movies, like. But, you know, you watch so much shit when you're a teenager, like you have so much time to just consume movies. And I think we all
and if 4 came, you said 4 came out in 99?
Yeah.
98, 99.
So, I was going through that phase where if it wasn't from the 70s or 80s, it wasn't true horror. So that explains why I watched 1 through 3, I skipped 4, and then randomly we reviewed part 5. But
I fucking waited. I anticipated. I wanted these sequels. You know what I mean? Like 3 was a surprise because I didn't know it was even being made. I wasn't at that age. I wasn't like into Fangoria and all that.
You would have had to be to find out that information.
Right. Yeah. So the poster is what sold it to me. And then, Phantasm. You guys, I'm glad we're spreading the love here because this is my favorite franchise. I love it.
Yeah, and a fun thing you can find, you know, if you get into Phantasm, you can go on YouTube and you can find all this music that, like, I've seen several different versions of the song from the first one, where it's Reggie and Jody singing. What is that, at midnight or something?
Sitting here at midnight.
Yeah, I've seen them do it at several conventions. Good. It's a great song. Reggie's music, he's got a whole lot of music. Some of it I like a lot. Some of it I could do without. You know, it's not my jam really, but he's definitely he knows what he's doing. Up next on our horror club episode, we'll be watching Hell Comes to Frogtown. I don't know what happened with that poll. But, you know, elections have been rigged this year. We all know.
Russia.
So I don't know what happened. All the options were gone except for whatever the Dude Bro Massacre was. And can people that aren't us do that? Delete options?
I don't think so.
You should have that.
Only admins should have that.
Yeah.
And I don't mess with nothing. So
yeah, it was weird. But yeah, well,
Frank, you bought the Blu-ray, didn't you?
Yeah, I haven't been able to watch it for some reason. I can watch every other. You know, I got a region-free Blu-ray
I might
player.
stop by and grab that, see if it'll work for me.
Yeah, man, you're more than welcome to.
I haven't seen this before. I mean, that's why I put it up on the poll. So
I would like to see the time pretty recently, actually.
Yeah,
the best version possible.
We'll also be kicking off our new RPG campaign that
Let's do it right this time.
I'm calling. It's going to be the same. You guys are playing yourselves again, and it's going to be a direct sequel from the last story. So there it is, York Peppies.
It's a snowflake.
Yeah, I know. I've had a few of those.
York,
like
I love you. Give me money. Give us money.
But yeah, the new RPG campaign is going to be called Invasion of the Skin Dancers, and you'll find out what that means as we go along.
Werewolves?
Skin dancers. Is that what they call werewolves? I hope not.
Skinwalkers.
Yeah. These are the skin dancers. They're a little different, a little flouncier.
Little flamboyant werewolves.
They got nice hats with big feathers. Yeah, but that'll be next time. I want to thank everybody for listening.
I just had a movie play out in my head.
Man, a York peppermint patty really does a number.
No, the flamboyant werewolves. I'm seeing it in my head.
I'm sure that there's a movie like that. But anyways, we'll see you next time, guys.
See you, John. See you, Frank.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
Last roundup.